All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're going to talk about SuperMint today. So, guys, have anyone had some experiences with SuperMint, or have you guys tried it yet? Anybody?
Definitely. I love it.
Yeah, I love peppermint, but I think this one has a little bit more of an oomph to it. So people who love peppermint will really like this one. I've only known 2 people that didn't like it in my life. I've only met 2 people that didn't like it. So I was like shocked because I'm like, what? No one hates it. Yeah. Have you guys have experiences with it, with the SuperMint?
Well, I can tell the story about
Okay.
when I went hiking in Utah and with Sierra and anybody else on here that went with me.
Was it
Anyway.
Melinda? Melinda went?
No, she didn't go with us. But before I left, I usually grab an oil before I leave if I'm not carrying my regular purse. And so I just happened to grab SuperMint, the roller ball, and we were hiking. So for anybody who's watching, I live at sea level. So when I get up in the mountains, it's very hard for me to breathe, just not even doing anything. So we went hiking up to this beautiful waterfall. And as we were walking up, I was just having a hard time breathing, and I was struggling. And I was like, oh, okay, I know I brought an oil. So I pulled it out, I rolled it on my chest, I put it on my back of my neck, and I breathed it from my cupped hands. And a couple of people noticed that I was putting that on, and they were like, I want some of that. And I noticed after about 5 minutes, I wasn't struggling to breathe anymore. And it was just amazing because I was really struggling. And I felt also that it gave me more energy, which was really cool too. So, because this was like, when I pulled that out, I don't even think we were halfway there to the falls yet. So we had quite a ways to go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh,
it was
that's
really
so
good. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Oh, awesome. Yay. I am so excited to share this because I know my mom and all her friends are just gaga over peppermint. So imagine when they smell this, it's going to be so cool. Sierra?
I think for me, what makes it my favorite over peppermint is the fact that they put Japanese peppermint in it and spearmint, which is my favorite. I love spearmint so much. With those 2 in it, it's just like a magical blend. I really like it. And it actually helped me a lot when I was traveling. There was one particular airplane that I was on that we had to sit there for a while, and the air wasn't on yet. So all these people had already boarded the plane and were sitting there, and the air had not started flowing, and it was getting hotter and hotter. And I just took that out of my little bag that I carry with me under my thing. I carry this whenever I travel. I like carry this little thing, and it's got all my like emergency like oils that I want to have on hand. And I took the SuperMint out, and I just put it all over my back or back of my neck and on my throat, and it cooled me down really quickly. And it was so funny because it was a conversation starter too, because everybody was like, "Ooh, what is that smell? That smells so good." So I was like, "I'm going to start doing this purposely."
Oh, that's so good. Yes, it does cool yourself, especially when it's hot and the weather is hot. I've got lots of friends that do that with peppermint and water in a spray bottle. So I can't wait for them to try this new oil to cool them down. So, and I love the idea of just using it because everyone else around you will like it as well. Yay. All right, so let's talk about this. I'm going to put this new oil in my book. If you have the Kindle version, it's going to be updated automatically when I update it. Okay, otherwise it's going to be the next edition. Sorry about that, if you already have one. All right, so it comes in 3 forms. So the touch, for those who don't know, the touch means it's diluted, and it's in a roller bottle, so you can roll it on, and it's just such an easy way of using the oils. So you don't have to worry about spilling the oils. And then it comes in the beadlet. So if you like peppermint beadlet, you'll like this one. Okay, it'll freshen your breath, and carry it with you, because I've had times when my kids have had tummy aches and or sore throats, and then we've used that the beadlets, and it was easy peasy. Yeah, so it's a blend, guys, of the peppermint oil, the Japanese mint, the bergamot mint, the spearmint. Okay, so all of the good I guess benefits of all of these oils together. So you can imagine that it has this synergistic power, so it makes it so much better. Yeah. So this SuperMint will be always consistently 70% plus menthol. Okay, we like menthol. Helps with the tummy. And the other chemical constituent in SuperMint is linalool and carvone. Linalool is very calming, and carvone is very cleansing. Okay, so very good blend overall. And the reason why doTERRA likes to make these blends of very similar oils is so that we can have this consistent benefit. So it's not, what do you call that? It doesn't have to be, they don't have to worry about the seasonal changes, because some season the chemical constituent changes and it doesn't smell the same, or it doesn't have the same benefits. So this way they can guarantee it. So they did this with lavender, and now lavender is therapeutic grade. Okay, pharmaceutical grade. Okay, not therapeutic. It is therapeutic. It's pharmaceutical grade. So they can rely on it being consistent every time. So they're doing that with peppermint, with the mint oils, and then they're doing that with the eucalyptus. We have that already with the frankincense too. So they're getting really, really smart with this. All right, so you guys can use it in a diffuser. What's this? One of the easiest ways to freshen up your space, to keep you alert. Okay, so do what Cheryl said that she did. She cupped it, she rubbed it in her palms, cupped it over her nose and mouth, and just inhaled and just smelled it. All right, so you can apply it on topically as well, massage it. I like to use the fractionated coconut oil as a carrier oil. So any sort of oil that you want to, I guess, drive in deeper, you put that oil on and put peppermint on last, and peppermint drives everything in deeper. So if you want cypress, you want marjoram, all of those oils, you can add it and it drives it in deeper. So peppermint, not peppermint, the SuperMint oils is fantastic for that. Okay, and you can take these oils internally. So 1 or 2 drops of oils in water, and then you sip it throughout the day. And like Sierra said, it's fantastic to help you cool down. So you can put it in a little bottle. So if you guys have the empty 15 ml or empty 30 ml, you can buy a nozzle that can attach to it, put water in it, and then maybe 10 drops of essential oils in it, and you can spray it on you whenever you have you overheat or feel very hot. I have friends in Australia that during the summertime, that's what they do. They carry it around with them. Some of my friends, they're islanders, and so they just get very hot and sweaty. And so anyways, my kids like it, and I don't use it as often because they're really healthy now. But when they were little, sometimes when they have a little bit of a fever, I spritz it on them, and they just kind of like that water on their faces and their back. You can put it on a wet towel, a couple of drops, and put the wet towel on the back of your neck too. That's another way of using it. Have you guys used it in any of these ways? Yeah.
I had two teenage boys. They were feeling kind of sick, and we were on our way to a youth activity. And so they said, "Mom, do you have any oils?" And so I said, "Sure." And I passed them back the SuperMint beadlets, and they each downed half a bottle, but they didn't get sick.
Oh my goodness. Well done. That's
Yeah, it was,
oh
they had a fit about it for a little while.
my goodness. You know, that boys and men, they do that. Like my husband, just like the more the better. And I'm all, you know, just a few will do. Yeah. But I'm glad they're healthy and glad that they feel better. Sierra?
I haven't tried this with the SuperMint yet, but I've done it with peppermint. Over the summer, I would put it in a spray bottle and take it, outside with us or to the beach or something like that. If we got really hot, then you could spray yourself and cool yourself down, and you don't have to worry about sun exposure at the same time with the peppermints or SuperMint. So that's nice.
Yeah, so it's safe with the sun, so that's good. I'm glad you use it like that way. All right, so we have, infinite ways to use the SuperMint. It's just so many ways, but I'll list a few out for you guys. Food flavoring, anywhere that you use your minty flavors, you can use this. So come Christmas, you can put it in your hot chocolate, you can put it in, just any sort of dessert. You can put it in like icing and stuff if you like that flavor, in chocolate. So lots of fun ways to use it. One way that I really like is to help you open airways. For some reason, I feel like it's more, well, definitely it's more powerful, but it just, it's not as sharp. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's a really powerful blend, but it's not like in your face kind of too sharp. So it takes kind of that edge off. I find that sometimes peppermint is just really strong and sharp. Yeah, but it opens your airways, guys. So just smell it, put in your diffuser. All right, great for digestive system, anything digestive. So it can be gas, it can be bloated, it can be any of that. All right, helps you go, helps you stop going so much. It just kind of balances, okay? It helps with the occasional nausea or something that comes when you travel, when you have a lot of motion, the motion sickness, okay? Helps freshen breath. In fact, if you drink it often, it'll cleanse your inside. And so it'll actually clean yourself, your body up so that your breath really smells good. And it's not like a cosmetic effect. Sometimes like a gum or something is a cosmetic effect, but this really will, just cleanse the bacteria and the fungus and stuff that causes all that, odor. Okay. Helps with stamina and endurance because you have more air, more oxygen. Okay. And it just keeps you alert. Of course, that can translate to more stamina and endurance. Okay. Plus, it's very cleansing for your body. So, of course, when we have less fungus or something inside of our body, then we'll be able to, have more energy because our body's absorbing the nutrients better. Yeah. Just go ahead and raise your hands, guys, if you want me to stop and ask questions or make comments, okay? So we mentioned earlier that it's great for cooling when you're overheated and for whatever reason. Women who are experiencing menopause, that can help them be, cool down a little bit, if we're not feeling good and we're feeling like we're feverish, that's going to be good for that. So if the weather's hot and you're just hot, that's good for that too. Okay, lots of ways to cool down. Okay, very soothing to the tissues and muscles. So if you want to massage, sore muscles, use whatever the oils you want and then add the SuperMint to it. Okay, so it's going to be really good for any type of massage for muscles and tissues. Yeah, so you just feel it happening, working really fast. All right, for the head tension, apply it to your temples, to the back of your neck. I woke up with a little bit of a headache on the side here because I went to bed late. I was cleaning up after our party and didn't have enough sleep, and then all morning I was diffusing. I literally had the diffuser under my nose. I put the oils on my neck and shoulders, drank it as well, and within an hour it went away. So that was really good. Yeah. And for mental clarity and focus, so if you're feeling tired and you're driving, or if you just need to get some work done and you just can't go and just take a nap, this is going to be great for that. For children who are studying, if they're doing their homework, you can diffuse right there. For kids that are going to go to school, take exams, adults as well, very good for that. Okay, you'll be sharper. All right. For invigorating mental strains and exhaustion. Okay, so when your brain is thinking too much, for energizing, uplifting, and it is actually very good for cleansing the surface as well. Okay, and it's insect repellent. Right, so that's really good. You know how peppermint is really good for ants. Okay, I mean for repelling ants. So SuperMint is good too. I believe it repels aphids as well. And I have a friend, she does an organic farm. Her mum does an organic farm, and they use the peppermint, but now you can use SuperMint. Is probably going to be much better. But they spray all of their herbs with that, so they don't get bugs. And people comment that their food tastes really, really good. So they think that it's because they spray it with their essential oils. Okay, and very good for cellular function. Okay. Oh, did you want to take a picture? Whoever, let's go back. One. Okay, there you go. Any comments or questions? Okay. So I hope you're excited to use it. So let's get on with the emotional side. So it's the oil of wakefulness. So that's not surprising, is it? It's super powerful to help you awaken, okay? So awakens you to your divine power and purpose. So this crisp and clean, compelling blend of peppermint, Japanese mint, bergamot mint, and spearmint creates an immediate, powerful, and refreshing effect on all who experience it. Yeah, it's just so powerful. Regular usage of the SuperMint can help you transition from a state of sleep to wakefulness on all levels, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It helps your body cleanse and change little by little. So you find that you go to the bathroom more regularly, your body's flushing more effectively. So the changes may be imperceptible at first, but over time, you'll recognize an added measure of strength to resist the pressures of darkness, discouragement, and despair. When we are spiritually asleep or not self-aware, the darkness in our lives become more intense, and eventually we will passively accept the darkness as our reality. Your physical discomforts will be a clue to you to make new changes. So listen to your body. So guys, sometimes you have friends that they don't get it, right? And you wish you I could just help you understand that this is like an emotional thing and a spiritual thing, and there's all these connections. Don't fret. Okay, just let them use the oils, and the oils will do the work. Okay, and eventually your friends will have more clarity. Okay, overall. Have you guys experienced that, where you just have to let them physically cleanse and awaken a little bit more before you can tell them stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So just be patient. I know sometimes we get so excited and we just want to jump in and just take them all away. But you know, it took us a while to get to where we are now. So take our friends a little while longer too. All right. A SuperMint offers an invigorating and energizing boost that instantly uplifts the heart, opens the lungs, increases mental clarity and focus. So this blend of essential oils works synergistically to offer instant relief to those disheartened and disoriented. The SuperMint awakens your heart to have enhanced stamina and endurance. Because, you know, sometimes your heart is like, ugh, I just want to give up. Okay. And it feels heavy, but it just kind of says, hey, you can do it. Keep going. Your heart will no longer accept the ugly, artificial, confining, controlling, destructive, limiting, and manipulative influences of the adversary. Okay. It just doesn't feel like it's able to tolerate it anymore. Do you guys know what I mean? Are you guys more sensitive to the low negative energy now, the more you've cleansed yourself? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. So do you want to describe what that feels like, guys?
Like you can, sometimes I feel like repelled by things. And other times I can just be an observer of what's happening and kind of like see things as they are, but not have to like engage with it. I can kind of separate. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of objective. Being
Yes.
objective. Yeah. Sierra.
I like how she said, like, you can see it from afar and not have to engage in it. I actually had that happen this past month in October, where there was just something that I think normally I probably would have been like laughed it off or played it off or just, you know, let it slide. And instead it was I don't know, kind of an ill feeling of, I don't want to take part in this. I don't, I like almost like I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And just an understanding of the spirit of what was being said or done was very different from what I wanted.
Yeah.
And that was it was kind of sad in the moment, but beautiful that I was experiencing that like awareness, I guess.
Yep.
Because I mean, it was one of my friends, and I was just like, this isn't right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you don't have to participate. Your heart feels it right away.
right.
So you don't, you know, normally you might jump in and try to fix stuff, but your heart feels like it's really heavy, low, dark energy. So no thanks. And I'm just going to be over here, right? Not participating. So yeah, you pick it up like that. You're very sharp. Okay, so that's what we get. Jamie?
I gotta say, I used to feel kind of responsible for people's happiness. And I feel bad if I don't try to help people when they're like in need. But now I just see it as, I don't feel sorry for people. Like I'm always there if they need support and they want to change. But I just don't like to be around drama. And some people like drama and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So I kind of just say like, hey, you know, they'll get there one day, or they'll learn, or when they really need or want to change, they'll reach out.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people I care about that I no longer feel like I want to be involved.
Yeah.
You know, step back and be like, just let them deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
They have to suffer the consequences of their own thoughts and actions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not up to us to fix people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like your heart doesn't want to go down low to be where they're at to kind of necessarily scoop them out.
Yeah.
You're like having confidence that they can rise.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
like Stephen will be like, oh, why don't you be there for them? Like they got no one else. And I'm like, I spent hours and hours helping this like certain people. And I'm like, where does it get me really? Because people don't really appreciate your efforts. They just want a sounding board, you know, and they're addicted to drama.
Yeah.
They don't realize that they like drama, and I don't like drama.
Yeah. Yeah. And then now it's like, you know, being confident. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to mute you for a second here. Yeah. So for them, it's not Jenny, someone else. Sorry, guys. There's some background noise. Maybe you can mute. There we go. So if you're able to just be confident in people, you guys, and then invite them to rise, and that's better. That's better than, you know, jumping in the pits with them and trying to help them figure it out because everybody's drowning at the same time, right? So just stand on high ground and invite people up. Yeah, because your heart is sensitive now to that low energy. So, you know, you're not going to accept that ugliness and artificially people that are things that are fake, right? Things that are confining and controlling. You feel it right away. You feel the limitations right away. Sometimes when we say things like, I can't this, and you stop yourself and you're like, wait, no, that's limiting. Stop, you know, cancel that. Let's do that again. Yeah. So your lungs, your open lungs, will awaken you to greater possibilities of a liberated life. Okay, so that's what we'll be able to feel more, just the liberation. And we choose to just invite you to choose to optimize your life with every breath you take. Breathe in the fresh, positive perspectives. With the new, fresh perspectives, you can rise above the negative messages of hopelessness about your current life and the future. Okay, so sometimes we get these traditional words and statements and thoughts and ideas, and then with your clarity, with your new standard of a liberated life, you don't need to accept it anymore. Okay, you can rise above all that and see it for what it is. Yeah, a newer perspective. Yeah. Anybody want to say anything about a newer perspective? A liberated life? What does that look like for you? Karen?
Yeah, when you were going over that, one of the things that I thought was interesting about SuperMint and mint in general that I hadn't thought about before was that it blesses the mind and the heart and the gut, which will automatically help us feel more aligned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, just give it to your friends, help them use it all the time, and then things will imperceptibly get better and they won't even notice it until, you know, they've made these big changes. Yeah. So allow your mind to open to solutions that may have been previously hidden from you. Be aware of the negative self-talk in your head and do not let it overcome you. You know, like Jamie says, sometimes they don't know what they're doing. They don't know that they're tolerating drama so much. They want drama, right? So this kind of helps you rise above that, and then you can hear what you're saying in your head and stop it from overcoming you. Okay, so you can be vigilant, alert, observant to triggers and patterns and negative patterns. So you know what will trigger you, and you can resolve those triggers and those patterns and change. Organize your thoughts by writing them down. Okay, in our community, we constantly invite people to journal and just to write down your thoughts. When you write down your thoughts, you can reread what you're saying and you can catch it, and change that. Trust your gut and your heart instincts. Resist entertaining the negative thoughts and beliefs that will inevitably, so let yourself, hang on, resist entertaining the negative thoughts and beliefs that will inevitably weigh you down. I'm going to say something about weighing down here. Hang on, I need to unmute to mute. Yes, okay. I met a person that didn't like peppermint, and I was shocked. And this person was very heavy, and in a way that is their physical body is very dense. So they were joking, and they said he just sinks in water when he gets in water. Other people float, but he just sinks like a rock. He's kind of like that kind of a dense muscle, dense body. And I'm like, that's interesting. And then, everything is heavy and just sad, right? And he refuses to be happy. And so he hates the peppermint and the mint oils in general. So, it's funny how our physical body reflects, that the heart. Okay, when you're just refusing to be to be light and free, the physical body actually kind of manifests that being weighed down energy. Yeah, so interesting. Go ahead, Sierra.
This is really personal, but what if there ever is anybody who doesn't like those really vibrant, bright, awakening oils like peppermint, or like a citrus, like they really need a lot of love. My son was one of them. When I started using oils, he couldn't stand the smell of them. And I would keep diffusing them all the time. But he really, really couldn't. There was a lot of darkness with him, and I'm not saying he's completely perfect and better now, but so different, so much different. And I am really glad that I knew like which oils to use to bring light and bring happiness into his life, and also just to notice these emotional connections so that I could start giving him the love that I was already given him, but giving him love in such a way that he honestly felt it, that he recognized it, and that he knew he was loved unconditionally, regardless of what he was going through at the moment and where he was physically. So
yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing that. You'll have friends that won't like the oils in general. Okay, we're talking about SuperMint right now, but sometimes the oils in general, and sometimes they say, well, I'm very sensitive to smells or whatever. It doesn't stop me, because I know that just if I could find one that they can start liking, and then if I could ask them to kind of look at the emotions and consider it, I'm going to invite them to make some changes, because it's one of the best things you can do as a friend, to not let the friends stay down, right? So if they're like, man, that's me, and I'm no good at oils or whatever, or I'm no good at smells, and I get allergic to smells, and I'm like, well, one, there's no proteins in these to be allergic to, and two, sounds like they are really, weighed down. So I'm going to see what I can do as a friend. You don't have to be pushy, you can just be loving, right? And a lot of times people will make that change. So they'll text me.
Yes, the Phillies are winning.
3-0.
Sorry, I think
Wow.
yeah, let's see, I just so if you could invite your friends to just have a smell and try those oils out. Okay, let yourself feel happy and alive each day as you allow your heart to overflow with feelings of love and gratitude for the abundant blessings from your heavenly parents. Guys, sometimes these people are heavy and weighed down because they are not in the habit of being grateful. Everyone can look around and see something to be grateful for. And so if you're in the habit of doing that, it'll automatically raise your heart to a higher level, okay, of lightness. So regularly and sincerely express appreciation for your life, for your unique life. I teach kids in the morning, I teach teenagers, and even then, I try to point out, because sometimes some people, they're just used to their certain low vibration. I point out things that they can be grateful for. And I notice a huge change in the children after a while, because somebody is pointing out something good, and maybe they might be surrounded by people who keep pointing out what's wrong in the world. And you just want to counter that a little bit and be more positive. And it makes a big difference in people's lives. Okay, so focus on filling your heart and lungs with the inexpressible love and joy God offers you. It's out there. It's your job to open up and receive. Okay, and I like the word filling, because there's always a higher degree of love and of joy that you can have. Sometimes people think it's like a checkbox. Yep, I got love, check, right? But try to allow yourself to have more. Okay, the soul creating divine lessons of love are all around you as you open your heart and mind to these daily sermons. So you can ask anybody here that has used the oils for more than 6 months, and they can tell you that they are able to see now more, or feel, at least feel the sermons around them. They're like, wait, this is a difficult thing. I see a sermon here. Okay, you will feel more peace and power and purpose as you intentionally allow love and gratitude and happiness into your heart. Okay, this is so important. Okay, and your joyful, loving heart, with that joyful, loving heart, you can easily offer love to others as you create a more peaceful and meaningful life for you and your loved ones. One thing that breaks my heart is I see some parents who are empty. They think, yeah, I'm good enough, right? And because they're not very full, they don't have much more to give their kids. And I watch their shallow relationship, and I think, oh, there's so much more we can do. And sometimes these children, I'll ask them for their opinion, or when I teach, right? What do you think about this? What connections do you make? And it's like, meh, I don't know, meh, and I realized that I was brought up by my parents, and my dad especially. We spend a lot of time talking. He has he gives us all the time that we need. My brother and him, they talk a lot now, and there's so much to talk about. My sister and I, we talk to our dad, and it's like connection, ideas, so we develop a deep, meaningful relationship, and that is power, that is blue, guys. So if you're not doing that with your family, I invite you to do that. Spend time talking about whatever, everything under the sun. Okay. So here, when your heart is open and it's able to be filled with more love, you'll be able to have a deeper, more meaningful relationship with people, and therefore you're going to be able to have more peaceful life. Okay. Anybody want to share what their thoughts are? Anything that you feel right now?
This is not directly related to SuperMint, but just since using the oils in my life, also learning how to use energy balancing and involve Heavenly Father in every step of it, I feel like in the past several years that our family has been able to work through issues much smoother. We've been able to communicate more calmly with each other. issues that used to arise frequently are very rare now. It's like we just have a better relationship within our family unit, and
Yeah.
I truly believe it's a lot of the things I've learned through using oils and the energy connection to each one of them, the emotional connection to each one of them, and how we can help serve each other and love each other.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's a lot of inner work, and that's why I believe that we can create a more peaceful world as we can help each person tap into their heart energy, right? And just kind of heal from the inside, right? And then we'll just have such a better world when everyone knows how to do that. We can't fix things on the surface. Okay. So let's talk about some of the negative energy that we can release. Okay, so pessimistic, weariness, sorrow, heavy-hearted, restricted, constricted, exhausted, restless, numbness, right? Sometimes people think that they're depressed, okay? So sometimes that depression is actually just sadness, right? I learned that like depression is more like numbness. People who have suppressed and ignored those feelings for so long that they don't feel it anymore. It's just a hum and a numb humming under the surface. Okay, so this here kind of awakens them up and allows them to feel a little bit more. I have a friend that she calls herself the peacemaker. So anybody that has any opinions, anybody that's got different conflicting ideas, she'll be like, oh, okay, I'm out of here, oh, and guess what? She hates peppermint. So anytime like she gets peppermint for free from doTERRA or Abogo, it's like, why? Why? I don't like this. I don't wear it. I use it. So it's just, really afraid to feel and face those emotions. Okay. So don't be afraid, guys. Feel it. It teaches you lots of good things, and then you overcome it. Okay. Feeling confused, and confusion a lot of times comes from lots of gut issues. You overthink, and you've got lots of fungus in your gut, and so sometimes you can't think clearly. Okay, so when you clean out your gut, okay, the neurotransmitters in there will help you think more clearly. That's just amazing. And it's hand in hand with people who have allergies and stuff. This the other day, I met this young person, and I was looking at my kids, and I'm like, I think it looks like he's got allergies and he's got gut issues and probably some anxiousness because the way his skin looks and the way he looks. And my kids are like, whoa, that's exactly what he has. Right. But yeah, you can actually tell now. Yeah, and it's not difficult to help people resolve it. Okay. Irrational. Okay, so when you're scatterbrained, you can be quite irrational too, and then anxious and feeling hopeless, restricted, disheartened, tense. All right, and that's why use a SuperMint on your muscles. It kind of releases the tension. Distracted. Okay. People who are distracted, they don't know for sure what their life's purpose is, and they never feel that fulfillment and joy. Okay, so we need to pause, ask questions, and think things through with God. Okay, feeling darkness, discouragement, and despair. Any comments?
I know some people I want to bathe in this.
Yeah. Like sneak around the corner, go. Yeah. Or diffuse all over. So my friend, she's a child that really needs something like this. Anyway, I said, hey, I noticed that your kiddo is happy. She's like, yeah, I've been using a lot of oils around her. Like, yeah. Okay, so negative thoughts and beliefs, guys. These are the thoughts that lead to those feelings. Okay, so this is what the programming we run. or I'm so confused and overwhelmed about everything. Like, that's why you don't want to try something. That's why you don't want to jump into things. You're scared that you make mistakes. Okay, so maybe this is the belief, or this is the thoughts under the surface. You know, things may not be as confusing as you think. Okay, I don't like to be too emotional. Do you know people that are like that? One of my friends, she cried to me just recently. She's like, "Oh, Jade, I just want to make a connection with, this parent." And this parent just like numb, like doesn't show any emotions. And you're like, come on, please connect to me, please talk, right? Yeah, because I think we have a culture where they discourage being too emotional, having too many feelings. Okay. All right, so everything is so difficult for me. I don't know what to do. So if you say this often, right, your brain and your body will start to create all those negative emotions. Okay. Or I can't go on. I'm sick and tired of all this struggle and sadness. I just can't. Right. And so they don't bother to help themselves rise and choose to have a liberated life, or choose to dream. They just sit in that heaviness and they won't budge. Yeah. Do you think you resonate with you or people that you know? Yeah. All right, so let's look at the positive energy, being present, positive, soothed, uplifted, energizing, strength, hope, enlivened, okay, clarity, happy, joy, alive, enthusiastic, liberated, light, cheerful, and endurance. Having endurance is so important. Yeah. Anybody want to say anything?
I got so much done today, you guys. Like, I just woke up, and I well, this is going to sound contradictory to what I just said, but I laid in bed for an hour and a half writing on my phone. But then when I got up, it was like boom, 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 boom. Like I just got things done, and I also, the MetaPower sometimes helps me wait too long to eat. So I forgot about lunch, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to eat. And so I got lunch really late, and I started feeling a little bit tired right before I ate. And I just used the SuperMint because I had it out. I had set it out on the counter, taken it out of my little pouch because I knew we were going to talk about it tonight. So it was on the counter. I was like, oh, I'll just use this. And it really does like wake you up.
Yeah.
And it gave me like more endurance to like continue doing what I was doing before we got on the meeting tonight. So today was super productive for me. I'm not, giving all the credit to SuperMint, but it did help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so guys, sometimes we just take so long to do some things each day, but imagine if you could be like energized. You just get so much done so quickly, and then you're good, right? It should be that way. Jamie?
Does this apply for people's relationships
Yes.
with their partner, or even like with themselves when something's too hard, they want to give up?
Yep. Yeah. So when you have like a stale relationship, right? Yeah, this kind of like shakes it up a little bit, gives you a new perspective. So we talked about perspective a lot and about the heart a lot, like renew it, change it, lift it up. You're going to be a different person. You're going to be happier more often. Okay. And I had, I guess it's a compliment to me in a weird way. One lady, she accused me. She actually emailed me and accused me, and she thinks that I'm fake because I'm happy. And I'm out there being happy, and she sees me at church being happy, and she emailed me a big ugly emails calling me fake. And I think to myself, because maybe this person, she doesn't feel joy, She doesn't know that other humans can actually choose to feel joy and happy. And then, you know, even with your spouse, you know, you can shake things up and, you know, get the excitement on and, you know, stop having a stale relationship, right? Yeah, friendships as well. Okay, so, you know, just get things going and do more things together. So anyways, it's all kind of joined together like the endurance. So keep going with each other. Yeah. I know sometimes people say, well, maybe the next husband or the next boyfriend or whatever. I'm all, yeah, okay, but you can actually change things up a little bit just now, right? So that was a good question, Jamie. So the positive enlightened thoughts and beliefs. I'm able to organize my thoughts and beliefs clearly. So when you fix you and know what's happening, then you're able to, you know, change things up and have more joy. I am self-aware and intentional in all I do. I had a sweet mama tell me, she's like, Jade, everything I do is creating. I never realized that. And she used to be like, oh, I have to make dinner for my family. Oh, I have to clean the house. And oh, and then, you know, now that she realized that she can be aware and intentional, she's like, oh, I'm creating a meal for my family. You know, she changes the way she thinks. And I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of her. So you can still be doing the same things, but with a different perspective now, okay? I easily recognize the divine lessons of love around me. You know, we constantly see that. And what's really awesome, you guys, is when you see the kids see that too. So I did a session, an energy session on myself recently. My husband helped me. I'm just like crying and I'm telling him this and that. And he's like helping me find some false beliefs to change. And then the next day, one of my daughters wanted a session. She's very good at telling me that she wants a session. And then she's like, oh, that's me. Yes, that's the lesson I need. And then I'm like, hey, I just had that same lesson. And she's like, oh no, that's my lesson too. And then it must be from you. And I'm like, it is from me. But yeah, it's so good to see the kids be self-aware, you know, and recognizing all of these lessons that they have to learn. And it doesn't matter if it's happening now, because it's not like, oh, this inconvenience. It's like, oh, okay, I've got a lesson I need to learn. So that's pretty cool. I trust my gut and my heart and my gut instincts. So many people, they are not their own authority. They need to be told what to do constantly. You know, recently, even at church, they were talking about just going out there and ministering to people. And they're like, well, how do we do it? And exactly what do we do? Do we talk to people, call them, have a lesson, or what do we do? And how do we know for sure? And to report back and you know what, or how do we know? And I'm like, holy moly, you know, it doesn't have to be that complicated. And I'm thinking to myself, love on people. That's it. And then how do you know you're done? Actually, you're never done, right? Because people constantly need this love. Right. And it's okay. But, you know, when they don't trust their heart, don't trust their gut, that they need somebody else out there to tell them exactly what to do and how to do it. Right. So anyways, here's some affirmations, guys. I am awakened to my divine nature and purpose. So imagine if you say this often, right? You know, your brain starts finding the solutions, finding your purpose, and you live your purpose and you say no to everything else that's distracting. My heart is filled with gratitude and love. I cheerfully move forward with hope and happiness. And I enthusiastically speak words of hope and power. So your language changes as well. What do you guys think? Like this? Some of these affirmations work for you?
Yeah, I like those. Those are great.
Thanks. Okay, so let's, Jamie, go ahead.
Can I just say how fast affirmations can work sometimes? Because like sometimes I'm at the gym and I'm exercising and a certain body part hurts. Then I'm like quickly like telling myself these mantras about that certain body part. And then like, you know, 20 seconds later, it's okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Like I'm like doing that in my class, and like in my head, I'm just telling myself something so it doesn't hurt.
Oh, I'm gonna do that now. I
Yeah.
can bench this. I can.
Yeah, like I don't know, say if your back hurts or your feet hurts or something, and then I'm grounded. I know who I am. I know what I want to do. Like and then that's like what I'm saying to myself while I'm
Mhm.
exercising,
Oh,
because I'm
good.
like, oh, that kind of hurts a bit.
Yeah. No, I hear myself saying, I don't know if I can go on. This is so hard. It'd be good to say, hey, I can do another half an hour.
Yeah, like if I'm like losing my balance while I'm doing my lunges, I'm just like, I'm balanced, I like I'm firm, and then I imagine like a tree.
I love that. Oh, thank you, Jamie. So good. All right, guys, so let's look at some companion oils. Okay, so mint oils are great with citrus oils. So pretty much any citrus oils you can mix with it, and it'll be super delicious. And you can take that internally as well. Put that in the diffuser. Of course, you can use herb oils. I'm just like listing out a few here, but you can add a ton to this. The mint oils are just so friendly with the other oils. And of course, you've got a ton of other oils. SuperMint, lavender, and lemon. Okay, seasonal blend. You can have magnolia, Roman chamomile, well, just anything pretty much. Is there, and I wish I could put more on here. I just didn't want to put the whole list here. So, the wintergreen oils, any of the tree oils, great for the massage. Yeah, so fantastic. Guys, any particular blend that you like to mix your mint oils with?
I like doing citrus oils with mints a lot,
Yeah. Mhm.
but I also love vanilla and mint and lavender, vanilla and mint together.
Oh, beautiful. That's good. Any other blends you guys do? There's just so many, like the mints is just so flexible. You can have them in pretty much, every blend that you can imagine. So try that. So I can do citrus and mint to help with just wakefulness. Just have the house smell good. Add mints to any of the herbal oils, and it's just yummy. If you want to have a blend for your tummy, the herbal oils, citrus oils, plus the SuperMint. So easy. Okay. Jamie, go ahead.
I think it depends on like the purpose.
Yeah.
If like it's in the morning, then definitely some citrus oils, like lemon for focus, or lemon myrtle, or pink pepper, that helps you stay awake.
Yeah.
But then if it's like people are sniffly and stuff, then I would add some germ killing oils with it.
Eucalyptus. Yeah. Oregano. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And yeah, I like what Jamie's saying. If you guys are experiencing some sore throats, whatever, add that with some of the other oils too. Okay. All right. So let's talk about some actions we can take. In what ways are you guys going to incorporate SuperMint oil into your daily routine? Melinda?
Sorry, I'm in like the middle of cleaning, so I don't want to have you guys follow me around for cleaning. But I just put some on right now because I really didn't want to get up and clean. And, you know, maybe not the best time before bed, but it gave me some energy to help, you know, get me going with cleaning. But I was thinking how great it would be as just like in the morning, because I know for me in the morning, you know, I wish I could sleep a little bit longer, but I can't. So that would be a good one just to pop on real quick in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. Brilliant. Wake me up, right? It helps motivate you, get you going. Anybody else?
I like to use it, and I will be continuing to use it before I go out to walk for my daily
Mhm.
walk. I like to put it on my chest and then on the middle of my back, and I just feel like it just kind of elevates me and helps me breathe better when I'm outside. And just now I had a little twitch in my lip. I don't know what was going on. And so I just took a little dab of the SuperMint and just put it on my lip, and it went away. It had been going for a while, and I was like, what is going on? So I decided to put that on, and it made it stop.
It says, speak up, speak. Yeah. It's so funny. Like we use oils like for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kind of like the Windex father in my big fat Greek wedding.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Sharon.
I just thought of another thing.
Yeah.
So I do like to put a drop of peppermint in my chocolate protein shake. And
Yes.
so I'm going to try it with the SuperMint. I haven't done that yet.
Mm,
Sounds really good.
sounds good.
I was gonna say do it in hot cocoa.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that
Right.
too.
It'd be so good. Yeah, Jamie.
I haven't got mine yet, but I'm hoping with all the information about you know, the menthol levels, it may replace my peppermint in its like prime real estate in my bag. And ever since I heard of Cheryl's story about her hiking, I might be, you know, I might use it before I go to the gym,
Yes.
and it might help me like not struggle to finish a class. Yeah.
It's so good. And Steven, when he plays basketball too.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Well, in the past, he gave it to the boys to make sure that they're alert and awake.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely put it on him before his game anyway, because I'm sure it would help with the lungs and help you with better endurance.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to try it.
Awesome. Yeah. Keep you sharp. All right. So why is it important to be awakened, guys? You know, because sometimes us hippie dippies, we talk about being awakened and then people are like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Why is it important? Let's just state the obvious.
Well, I think we live more intentionally.
Yeah.
We have more, like we invest more in our agency, like our ability to choose. We're just more awake and aware to the choices that we have, and then understand how we can create our lives instead of just having life happen to us.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you so much, Debbie. Melinda, go ahead.
So I think when you talk about awaken, I think about awareness. And when you're aware, I mean, I used to do speech therapy and now I do other therapy, but you know, the first thing we teach in speech therapy is, can they hear the difference? Right. And so when we are aware of what we need to work on or what we need to fix, that's only when we can bring about the change. Because when we don't aren't aware, then we can't make the change because we don't even know what we need to work on.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't hear it. Yeah. Well, this would be fantastic, Melinda, for people that do therapy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can get those patients and clients, whatever, to take these oils and just because like spearmint is the oil of public speaking, but for me, it's more like organizing your thoughts cleaning out your gut so you can, make these connections and not be so overwhelmed, and then speak the words that you feel. Yeah.
So Jade, I'm glad that you brought up spearmint. I just had a friend, Veronica Rogers, came and she was doing a presentation for young adults, like a wellness day.
Mhm.
And she had this terrible, like dry cough that just kept coming up. And we did a little of work on it before her presentation, but then the cough just kept coming. And she had water, and, we got her all the things. And then I had spearmint in my purse, and I just set it on the table for her while she was speaking. I said, hey, if you need this, please feel free to use it. Well, she had another cough spell come, and I said, she's like, how do I do this? And I said, just drop a couple drops, 1 or 2 drops max, right in the back of your throat. And she did it and like had no problems whatsoever after that. She even texted me afterwards or messaged me and was like, I can't believe it. After I used that spearmint, I had no more issues with the cough whatsoever.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So
So it was quite, it wasn't, admittedly, she told me there was some things emotionally going on.
Yeah.
And so she was able to work through all of that. But during that presentation, it was a really powerful experience to see that happen.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I totally need spearmint or these peppermint, and now I'm going to use SuperMint more when I'm doing my videos, you guys, because I went from just not being able to speak well in public to now just putting myself out there. And it really helps because it kind of awakens me to that I guess the false belief that, hey, you can't do this, right? And then I set myself aside, so immediately the oils kind of help me awaken to that. I set myself aside, and suddenly I'm just speaking freely and things come out, and I think, wow, that wasn't me at the beginning. So it's so helpful. I can't get through the videos without using the oils. I mean, I can, but it takes me a lot more effort. So very good.
It's interesting that you said that, Jade, because this is what Veronica said to me. She says, I had a plan for what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then the morning or the night before, she felt inspired to do something different.
Yeah.
And so she kind of had this wrestle.
Yeah.
But she wanted to do it all. And I said, you don't have time to do it all. You only have X amount of time. And so it was like a surrender for her to do exactly what she felt inspired to do, to get that message across and set her own stuff aside. And I just said, it's not that your stuff isn't important. It's just, this is what these people needed to hear on this day. So,
that is exactly it.
Yeah.
Yes, Sierra.
Well, as far as your videos go, if spearmint or peppermint is helping you with your new little videos, I absolutely love them so much. Like, totally inspires me to learn how to do TikToks now. But
oh, thanks, Sierra.
Back to your question about why awakening is important for us. If I could just speak candidly, I feel like the adversary puts a lot of distractions in our way constantly. He wants to distract us from our greater purpose of loving each other, of surrounding each other with love, of lifting each other up, of making these beautiful connections. And I just feel like if you have an awakening, a spiritual awakening or whatnot, then you are more in tune to your greater purpose in life. And I think it's so much easier to see those distractions for exactly what they are, and to be able to say, not today, not today. I'm not getting distracted. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love it. Not today. Okay. So here's the next question. What would your life be like if you were light and liberated? What would your life be like if you were light and liberated?
I think everybody's life would be more happier.
Yeah.
Happier, more joyful, more at ease.
Yeah. Because sometimes people just don't know that they can. They feel like, oh, I've got these too many things to work on. I'd love that, but I don't think I can get there yet. What would you say?
That
Here's
sounds
some
like it's
SuperMint.
coming. Yeah, use some super. It's that those kind of comments sound like they're coming from a place of limitation.
Yeah,
That tells me the source right there.
yeah, yeah. So if you're watching this video, we want to share with you the message that we can be light and liberated. So if you still feel heavy and weighed down with things and to worry you, don't stress it, but recognize that you can just peel a layer off at a time. Okay, and before long, you'll feel lighter and more liberated. Okay, and sometimes you think, oh, this is great. And then next year it's like, oh, it's even greater. And I didn't even know this level existed. Okay, so we just want to share with you that and give you hope. And yeah, anybody else want to add anything? Because that's all I wanted to share tonight.
Oh.
All right, so I'll stop the recording. Thank you for watching.